And in this month of November, we welcome back Air Tanzania into Johannesburg Air. They will be resuming their direct flights between Dar es Salaam and Johannesburg. And joining me to look at what to expect for business and tourism, I'm joined by Christina Tungaraza, the head of research at Air Tanzania. Christina, thank you so much for joining us. It is so important not only to reinstate, but to put in more flights between our various countries and between Tanzania and Johannesburg, which is so important for the country. What does it mean for the business traveler, for the tourist traveler? How can they travel now seamlessly between the two countries?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me here with you. Yeah, we are so excited to being back in Johannesburg, and what it means for the business and the leisure traveler basically is that we are now offering direct flights from Johannesburg to Tanzania. So there is no more layover. You know, you put your kid on the plane, you go yourself on the plane, relax until you reach Tanzania, and then you may connect to Zanzibar. So.
And it's been mind-boggling not to be able to travel straight, because that means you're taking 2-3 other flights before you actually make it through. And it really makes us look that we're not competent in what we're doing. But now that you are flying us through, what are the flights or what you call the aircrafts that you have in store to take the people through the different countries?
So we have, now we have a number of aircraft. We have 16 aircraft in our fleet. But the aircraft that we're going to use is MAX, which carries around 181 passengers. And it has a business class of 12 passengers in it. And yeah.
And many people see South Africa as a home, well, a second home. And some see Tanzania as a second home. Now, in terms of the price, because it's been extremely costly to travel, but to be having to take so many connecting flights, and the hours have been strange, does this mean that we are going to see a little bit of a reduction in price and obviously the number of hours?
Obviously, yes, there is a major reduction in price, and at the moment we are running a promotional price. So you can start enjoying this first flight with us for quite some time, which goes for only $479. But more than that, the connecting aspect of it is also very easy right now, because if you're traveling to Zanzibar, you don't have to worry about what you're going to do when you get to Tanzania, because everything is laid out just for you from Joburg to Zanzibar.
This is not an easy industry to be in. I mean, the cost implications for the airline, whether it be from the fuel that you have to use and just the logistics of maximizing. How have you found the reinstatement of this route? Are you finding that you're able to find economies of scale that help to improve the airline's performance?
Business is business. You start somewhere, you invest something to see returns later. But what I would say about this flight is the demand is huge. People have been thirsty to have a direct flight from Tanzania to Joburg, because of all the aspects Joburg offers. It's the hub of business, trade, leisure, and all that. So that being said, when you look at the number, we look at the forward loads, it's really promising. I'm not saying that we are not investing. I'm not saying that, you have to give back to receive, but it's very positive, if I may say so myself. Yeah.
And is there a trade element to that? So is there a cargo element so that enables businesses to now also resume trade?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a cargo flight that carries at 54 tons. That is also going to be flying here, but then it guarantees, schedule flights in terms of cargo, because the fleet flights also carry cargo, and we have exclusive cargo flights. So basically right now you'll be sure that your cargo will be here at whatever time you want, and not just special cargo for special dates, as it was before we flew back here.
That whole dual flying passengers and flying cargo is one of the new ways in which to look at ensuring greater amounts of trade. When it comes to just operating in Tanzania, the impact that your your airline has on businesses and the impact it has in South Africa. Does the trade agreements between the two countries, have they helped that? Are they improving? Do you see AfCFTA playing a role as well in just perhaps spurring on businesses to be more courageous to trade with themselves?
Yes, I do believe that with all the trade legislative and that supports the trade businesses, they are really looking into Africa trade to improve that, because now we know that Africa has opened up this trade amongst ourselves. We are no longer looking at, we can stop looking at other countries, but we are looking at each other to exchange in terms of trade and whatnot. So Air Tanzania sees that as an opportunity to facilitate the trade aspect in terms of cargo and passenger.
And one of the things we're not doing well, and I think there's two things. I want to ask you about legislation. Yes. So when you're looking at research in terms of what the opportunities are, does the regulatory environment still constrain ease of doing business and growth from a South African perspective and from a Tanzania perspective?
Well, I can talk from Tanzania perspective. We are encouraging trade, and we are pushing the policies ahead to encourage trade and open. And one of the things is opening doors and have people trade, bringing in stuff and taking out stuff. Of course, we are encouraging exportation in terms of agricultural stuff and other stuff that we can export, but we are also not limiting, when you talk about import as well.
And these are tough questions, and I don't want to push you in a difficult position, but I think what we also lack in doing correct is collaboration between the airlines and finding ways to play with each other so that we can ensure that passengers can travel when they need to travel and not just when we are available or we have seats available. Is that improving? Are you making inroads to connecting with SA Airways, with Zimbabwe, with Uganda? How are those collaborations going?
I would say the collaboration at the moment is pretty promising. We have several partnerships with airlines that help us carry our passengers to destination that we cannot go at the moment, or because of certain aviation aspect and policies that we cannot fly to. But that doesn't hinder us to take customers and offload them to the partner airlines. So we are pushing for partner contracts with all these airlines, the SAA. In the aviation industry, the outsider, seeing us as competing with one another, but with us, it's a partnership, because they have destination they can't go in my country, and they will work with me. So goes the other way around. We're looking at this collaboration every day, and I don't see, for as long as they are guided by certain principles, I think it's quite okay. Yeah.
And I think it is that ease of being able to do that seamlessly, especially when it comes to on the ground, being able to give organizations or other airlines ease of utilizing your environment. Yeah. And the back of that is so critical is the technology systems that govern that. Has there been an investment in improving the infrastructure technology so that it is seamless to partner and to integrate services?
I do see that. I do see a connection and collaboration between several entities when it comes to immigration, the tourist board, the airlines by themselves, to look at where the connection comes in, where passengers maybe are dropped off at maybe Julius Nyerere Airport, and they need visa to arrive. How can we make that easy for them so that they won't spend a lot of time at the airport, so that they can go to the next destination? Or if they are connecting passengers, how can we make that life easier for a connecting passenger to move from one terminal to the other? So yes, I see efforts in that, and I see that effort in other countries that we fly in as well. Actually, I see they're more technologically advanced, but we're all working towards getting into that seamless situation with our customers.
Well, I think that's the good news, is being able to see the progress when it comes to the integration and collaboration between airlines, so that at a minimum the passenger experience is easier and hopefully seamless. But that was Christina Tungaraza, Head of Research at Air Tanzania. Thank you for making the time to join us.